Hey Gregory,
Continue.
welcome, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back.
Uh, Thank you for.
Sure, sure.
I have
I'm trying to.
time.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's nice.
your time?
It is 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Not so not so much.
Yeah, it's not that late. I have one other class after this, so I'll be teaching until 11 o'clock. But yeah, I like Saturday
Okay.
nights because it's calm. Yeah,
Mhm.
Saturday nights are a lot less crazy for me. I know some days, like the weekdays, Monday through Friday, I usually have a lot of work going on and just things to do. So I like Saturdays as my relaxing day. But yeah, I want to visit some of those places in the Holy Land. I just don't have the time. Like maybe, I mean, I can wait, of course, in the future maybe to visit, Jerusalem or some of the other holy cities. But
And making
yeah.
Hajj, you're not planning making Hajj?
Oh yeah, I'm planning on making Hajj. Yeah, but I'm not sure when. Usually, I mean, it's difficult now because it happens in October. It'll happen in October next year also, and it's during the school year. If I start university again, I'm not going to be able to go until maybe after I finish university. I would have to go or I think after I finish school. If I go back to school, I have to wait until I finish school because otherwise it's very difficult to you know do this kind of a thing because you have to take around 2 weeks of vacation. 1 week is all the Hajj itself is about 1 week, and then another week to travel, get there, come back. So it takes some time
It's a
to
lot of
do.
money,
But
I think.
I think, yeah, there are different packages. Sometimes they have packages for people who are older people who need, more services. Um,
Hmm.
compared to maybe younger people who don't care as much. Older people, they need their medicine, they need a nice bed.
Medicine insurance.
Yeah, medical insurance definitely is very big also, and it's fun. I mean, I guess it's good to have that experience, but
And
I would.
you cannot make it alone. You make it with friends, I think.
Yeah, you can do it alone also, but it's very difficult, right? I mean, you have nobody there with you. Um, you know, people
Speak,
usually they go with their wife or
speak,
their
and
husband.
with husband and families.
Yeah, yeah, you can do it as a family. So I know a bunch of people actually. They went as one big family. So the mother, father, the children, also the grandparents went. Um, big group. They went. They really enjoyed everything. They came back. Now one more job done. They have. If they
Yeah.
can afford to do it, they just checked it off. Right, it's done. Uh, kids as young as you have to be an adult. So I think in Muslim law, adult is, I would say, I think 12 years old for boys and girls, both of them. So I think once a child is 12, if they do Hajj, then that counts for them. They can check it off their list. Uh, there's also actually a smaller pilgrimage that I didn't talk about. The smaller pilgrimage is called the Umrah. So the Hajj only happens once a year. The Umrah you can do anytime you want. You can do it tomorrow. You can do it three
Mm.
times next week.
But it's
And
not
it's
instant.
much smaller.
It's not instant. The Hajj Umrah. It's not.
Yeah, the Umrah is much smaller. Yeah.
I mean, you have to make Hajj. It's your obligation to make Hajj, and
Yes.
Umrah is not.
Exactly. Exactly. Not an obligation. Yep. Umrah is not an obligation.
But what with Medina? I understand all this in Mecca. Hajj, Hajj to Mecca. What Medina?
Medina actually has nothing to do with the Hajj. So the Hajj, everything, you're right, everything takes place in Mecca. Medina is where Muhammad is buried.
Ah,
So it's considered the second holiest city. So usually when people go to Hajj, because they are so close to Medina, they take maybe 3 days, 4 days. They add it to their trip. At the end of their trip, they add 3 days, and
on
then
train,
they go to Medina. Yeah.
on the train or bus.
Train or bus, yeah, soon they will start the train for everybody. I think this year they were just testing the train for some people, but soon they will start the train for everybody. And the buses, yeah, I mean, the entire country, all the buses in Saudi Arabia probably are in Mecca that week. So yeah, they have very good transportation, very good. I mean, they do a lot of work, right? This is a big, big, big project every single year, huge project. After oil, I think this is Saudi Arabia's biggest attraction.
Mm.
This is how they make a lot of their. I mean, I don't
After,
think
oh,
they.
sorry,
Uh,
after what? You say after
after
what you say?
after after oil,
What is it? Oil. Ah,
oil,
oil.
gas, natural gas or oil. Yeah,
Ah, the second
because Saudi
attraction.
Arabia makes all their money from gas.
I
A second
see.
attraction is, Hajj, probably. Right. So they make a
I
lot of
thought
money.
it's
It
the
is a big thing
first
for their economy.
attraction.
But they also spend a lot of money, though.
Mhm. I think it was
First
the
attraction would be Hajj.
not good connection. I'm not hear you. Are you hear me?
Oh, no problems. Oh, no problems. Okay, okay. Can you hear me better now?
No, no, not good. I not good here.
Yes, yes,
Picture,
yes. I can hear you.
not good see you. The picture hold. Maybe I restart.
Your page.
Uh, just a moment. Maybe I restart my thing.
Sure, sure.
I try to restart. Ah, no, now it's good. Okay.
Now it's good? We're good?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Sounds good, yeah. I know sometimes that happens. Sometimes we need to refresh the connection. If it's my computer, let me know also. Usually my computer, my internet is pretty good, but sometimes it changes. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, it's a big thing for that country. They have a lot of different. It's a big attraction for them. They use the money for services, but they also use a lot. They spend a lot of money on the Hajj, and they also make a lot of money on the Hajj. So it's a big attraction for them, and it's good. I mean, I like how international the event is. Extremely international. Very every country in the world uh, you know, has sends people to Hajj. So it's nice to
Mhm.
see that huge international community, all the different people, every
I was
possible part of the world.
I was in May this year. I was in Rome.
Uh-huh.
My wife and I we was in Rome, and they go to the San Pietro, and it was how it's called Pop. It was
Hmm.
uh, Saturday, and in the place before San Pietro was a lot of people, and there was Pop, we see it, and all Christian people were so excited.
Yeah, people wait a long time. They go there after many years, maybe to see the Pope, especially when it's a new Pope. They go to attend his mass, Saturday mass or Sunday
Yeah,
mass
it's
or
it's Sunday. It was Sunday mass.
Sunday
Uh,
mass. Yeah.
My wife and I don't understand in the beginning what happened. Let's just go to this place, look into this place. We was living near 5 minutes walking from this place, and we're going to. It was our last day, and it was Sunday mass. In the beginning, we not understand what happened. A lot of people, a lot of, and we come to this place without any difficulty and see the Pope. It was far
Yeah,
away, far away. The small, Pope was the small.
the Pope is so small. Yeah, but it was
Uh,
probably a lot of people, right?
yeah, a lot of people.
How many would you say?
It's,
Maybe like thousands of people, maybe 10,000 people.
I don't know. It's a
Okay,
big place, Piazza, Piazza. You know
Piazza.
it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Italian. I think it's we say the same word in English. Close. We say plaza. I think plaza.
Plaza, Plaza. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah.
Plaza uh, in the front of San Pietro.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful place. I also want to visit the Vatican, Vatican City.
Yes, yes, San
Really
Pietro,
nice.
something, and Roma especially. It's a very holy land and a lot of what to see. Historical places and great history, great history, and
Yeah.
a lot of temples like that.
A lot of churches, a lot of big buildings also, right?
Yeah, a lot of,
Yeah. A lot of
and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I've seen photos and it's a really nice place to visit. So that's a great, awesome, Gregory. Let's get started then. So very quickly to just give you a quick review of the class. Today we are going to be looking at, or in this class, we're going to be looking at irregular verbs. So irregular verbs really, we use irregular verbs when we are talking about verbs that change their form in the past tense, right? That's what makes a verb irregular. So we will look at a number of examples of irregular verbs. Then in the second part of the class, we will be taking a look at an unfortunate incident that took place in the U.S. when there was a computer glitch, so there was a software problem that actually caused a lot of people to not get their food that they would otherwise get from the government. So we sometimes I focus on issues of social justice, social problems. In the United States, there are a lot of people who depend on government food, food that government gives them for their daily food. They don't have the money, unfortunately, to shop for themselves or buy their own food, so they depend on the government. And whenever these programs are disturbed or there's some kind of a disruption, it causes a lot of problems. People cannot eat for many days, maybe. So we'll take a look at that. How one software problem caused that big
We
incident.
speak about that.
So yeah,
Butlers, we spoke about that.
yeah. There are these cases. I think this one in particular is a little bit different because the glitch is more. It's with a specific program. So with the government shutdown, there were a lot of issues with the government shutdown, but this one is actually related to food stamps. So in the U.S., a lot of people depend on food stamps, right? It's a very American word. All it means is that because they get money from the government, they get food stamps from the government, right? So the government sends you maybe food stamps for milk, for eggs, for bread, for meat, right? And you can go to the store and you can give them food stamps instead of money, right? And they will accept food stamps. So
Mm.
this problem was more. This was a specific
It's
problem with
like
the food stamps.
credit
Yeah.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a credit card, but it's very, from what I know, it's a very basic system. It's actually like a stamp on a letter, like it's a sticker, it's a small sticker.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and you get these stickers, and they can be used for different things, to buy different things. So it was unfortunate that, this incident happened and people didn't get their food stamps, and or the food stamps they got didn't work or something like that happened. So we'll take a look at that. So let's get started with irregular verbs, Gregory. And what are some examples of irregular verbs in English?
Uh, okay. It's was. Been turned to was.
Yeah, right. Be turns into was, right? I am here, I was there, right? So we have very a lot of those examples in English where even the basic words become irregular. What are some other examples, Gregory?
It's hard to me to say. Okay.
What
I
about
have.
eat?
I have. I had. Have had.
Uh-huh.
Eat. Eaten.
Well, eaten is the past participle, right? What is
Mm-hmm.
just the past tense? I eat, I
It.
ate. Yeah, fantastic, right? So I eat, I ate. What about, let's see, what's another one? Another one could be I drink,
Drunk. Drank. Drunk.
drank. Yeah,
Drank.
I drink, but I drink today, I drank yesterday, right? Fantastic. And then there's some other ones. I'm going to just go through the list actually. So when we look at a regular verb, right? Regular verbs, we can simply add ed to the ending, and that's what makes their past tense, right? So I look, I looked. I listen, I
Listen.
listened. Yeah, fantastic, right? I walk,
I walked.
walked, fantastic. I talk,
I talked.
talked, right? Fantastic. And then we saw these other examples. So be becomes
Was.
was, right? What about think?
I thought.
I thought, right? Fantastic. What about I take?
I took.
I took, right? So there are a lot of these types of examples. The first group of irregular verbs, usually when we think about them, it's easy to think about them in terms of their sounds, right? What is the last part of the word and what sound does that part make, right? So many of these irregular verbs, they end with an ought sound, ought, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
is buy? The
I
past tense
bought.
of buy,
Bought.
bought,
I bought.
right? Teach,
Yeah. I taught. Taught.
taught, right? What about catch?
I caught. Caught. It's easy to me when I speak
Caught.
I caught. Maybe it's you caught, but easy to me uh, this way. Okay? You understand me?
Yeah, no, I use the same way. Yeah, I use the same way. I use I when I think about the,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So what about fight?
Fought. Yes?
Fought, right? We have a few other ones too, Gregory, that we say, for example, um,
Bad
I
connection.
give becomes,
Give, gave.
oh, really? Okay, one sec. Give is gave, right? Um, can you hear me now, Gregory? Is it still bad connection?
No, it's better now.
It's a
No,
little bit
no,
better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with my, if it's my
oh,
computer.
it's bad. Now it's very bad. Uh, Maybe I try to. Uh,
Okay, let me refresh. Let me refresh.
okay, okay. And I refresh
Very
too.
good.
Okay? Arhan? Hello? Hello? Are you here?
Hey, Gregory. Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but it's not so good. Okay.
Okay. I still think, yeah, I still think there's a little bit of a problem with the connection, maybe. Um,
Okay, but now
we
it's
can
better.
continue though. I think it'll be okay.
Okay, okay.
It's better. Okay, then no. Um,
It's better
okay.
than nothing.
So we left off with yeah, absolutely right. So when we were talking before, we were talking about some of those other verbs, right? So for example, we said fight becomes
Fought.
fought, right? Fantastic. So all of these verbs are ending in that OTT sound, right? Ought. Sounds like ought. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was that sometimes we have, some other common verbs. Uh, let's make some sentences with these. I think we more or less understand them. Could you give me a sentence, Gregory, with the verb for eat? Eat in the past tense.
I ate yesterday. I ate a lot,
Uh-huh.
and it's the reason I ate my weight today.
Yeah, yesterday I ate a lot, so today I feel, you can say I feel more heavy or I added weight today,
Yes.
right? Fantastic. You were also, in the last class, I remember, Gregory, you were talking about helping your daughter, right? So what is one thing that you did yesterday?
I
Uh,
taught my daughter use to dictionary.
exactly. I taught my daughter how to use a dictionary.
How to use a
Right?
dictionary.
Fantastic. Yeah, I taught my daughter how to use a dictionary, right? So that's another great way of using teaching or using the verb teach, make it in the past tense, we make it taught, right? So it actually works really well when we have some of those examples. And then let me ask you another one. So what about, let's say, last one is, mm, tell me something that you bought recently when you went shopping.
What I bought? I I bought the pair of jeans.
Uh-huh.
When
You
I was
bought
in when I was in Eilat, I bought a pair of jeans.
Fantastic. When I was in Eilat, I bought a pair of jeans. Fantastic. So that's the past tense, right? Any questions about some of these irregular verbs, Gregory?
No, it's just to remember them.
Exactly.
The problem, I remember them, but when I speak, I forgot. In this
Yeah.
moment, I forgot.
Yeah, forgot, right?
Yeah.
Forgot.
When
Yeah,
when I need it, I forgot completely.
yeah. It happens. It's all about practice. Once you get a little bit more practice, I think it'll make a lot more sense. So let's take a look then, Gregory, at this situation with some of these food stamps not working. Really kind of a sad situation because I didn't realize that software problems could have such bad effects, right? So here's the link. Once again, we are going to Al Jazeera. They have some good articles this time. I was surprised to see that their American edition actually has a lot of really good articles. So we have that. I'm going to screen share also just so that we can take a quick look. All right. Food stamp voucher system crashes in several states, right? So the system just completely crashed.
Hmm.
Uh, let's say this one is actually not that important. So we'll go down to this part right here. So see, it seems like actually, Gregory, I think you're right. It looks like it might be a credit card system. See how these
Hmm.
kind of look like credit cards? Yeah. I don't think they're stamps, honestly. I had no idea though. So this I think allows us a better picture.
I think it's cars because I have relations in United States and say not rich people. Say I think say have social help,
Hmm.
and I thought it's nowadays it's all credit cards, all cars.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very good point. They use cards for everything. Even, this is almost like a debit card, right? Like
Hmm.
you have some money on this card, you can use it as many times as you want, and then you can put more money in the card, right? So
Yeah.
I guess that's how it works. So electronic cards used by food stamp recipients in 17 states, 17 states, this is a lot of states, stopped working for around 11 hours due to a computer glitch on Saturday, leaving many unable to buy groceries, the company that manages the system said. People enrolled in the government food assistance program use debit card-like vouchers called EBT, or Electronic Benefits Transfer. Starting at about 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, some of those cards stopped working, Xerox spokesman Kevin Lightfoot said. At around 10 p.m. Eastern, Xerox said access to the food stamp system had been restored, leaving shoppers across the U.S. frustrated and angry. A power outage that started the problem was fixed within 20 minutes, Lightfoot said, but shoppers continued to run into the difficulties throughout the day. Edlin Bautista, assistant manager at the Food Basics supermarket in Belleville, New Jersey, said many customers abandoned their groceries in frustration. A lot of carts were left behind, Bautista said. The store is empty. That's a problem. There are a lot of families who are not going to be able to feed children because the system is being maintained. Barbara Coleman, shopper at Market Basket grocery store in Biddeford, Maine, said. She planned to reach out to local officials. You don't want children going hungry tonight because of stupidity. In Clarkdale, Mississippi, one of the poorest parts of one of the poorest states in the nation, cashier Eliza Shook said dozens of customers at Corner Grocery had to put back groceries when the cards failed Saturday because they couldn't afford to pay for the food. It's been terrible, Shook said in a phone interview. It's just been some angry folks. That's what a lot of folks depend on. The glitch was unrelated to the partial federal government shutdown that began on October 1st, Lightfoot said, adding that it was not unclear how many beneficiaries were affected. Actually, this should say it was not clear. It shouldn't say not. It should say it was unclear. It was unclear how many beneficiaries were affected. The breakdown involved the Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, and the Women, Infants, and Children Program. In most states, retailers can get permission to issue emergency paper vouchers, which allow people to buy food. But some states limit the value on those vouchers, Lightfoot said. For example, beneficiaries in Ohio can buy no more than $50 of groceries on an emergency voucher, he said. Benjamin Johnson, a spokesman for the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, said Xerox is notifying retailers to revert to the manual system, meaning customers can spend up to $50 until the system is back online. Recipients of the state's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, should call the 800 number on the back of their card, and Xerox will guide them through the purchase process. States experiencing problems included Alabama, California, blah, 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 all the way to Virginia, right? So it was a big deal, right? I mean, these cards, they act like debit cards. All of a sudden, they're not working, and we find out that there is, a big crisis for folks, right? Does this come as a surprise to you, Gregory, that maybe this is the case?
Before that, can I ask you, what is a glitch?
Glitch, fantastic, great question.
Glitch.
A glitch is any computer problem.
Only computer? Or something like machine?
We can use it for machines too, yeah, but now in the modern computer, iPad, iPod, laptop world, internet world, we usually focus on software, computer software, or other kinds of things.
Can we say in our class today was glitch?
Yeah, right now, exactly. That was a glitch, yeah.
Glitch.
Yeah, so Google experienced a glitch in our class today, right? Or there was a glitch with YouTube, there was a glitch with a website, right? Yeah, so glitch is really, we use it for anything technology related, we call it glitch. Yeah.
Thank you. So what was your question, sorry?
No, that's fine. I just wanted to know, does it surprise you that we have glitches sometimes in computer systems?
No, it does not surprise me because I know how the system more complicated, it's more glitches in here, always. And I think it's very complicated system, so it's not surprise me. It must be happen sometimes.
Yeah. And do you think it was unusual that, I mean, this glitch only lasted for, they said, 11 hours, right? So For me, if I think about my personal situation, if I'm at the supermarket and there's a glitch, maybe my credit card doesn't work or their machine doesn't work, right? I would not be extremely upset, right? I mean, 11 hours is not that big of a problem.
But you don't know how much is it, how long is it. When it's happened, you think it's maybe a day or 2 day or 3 day. You don't know that, so you come to panic.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that, Gregory. So, if you were in a similar situation, would you feel frustrated? Would you feel angry?
Yes, I I have experience from Russia. It's it was a difficult time when not so much what eat, and we have things like that. So I understand these people, say frustrated people. I understand them.
Yeah,
When you don't have ability to reach the food, it's nervous. It's frustrated. Uh,
exactly right.
how can I explain it? It's basically a human right. Reach the food. You see, not freedom. Food the first. Without food,
Food
freedom.
first.
No, no,
There's no
yeah,
freedom.
because without food, you need freedom.
Exactly.
So yes, and it's very poor people. It's very dependent people.
Yeah.
So this situation makes them nervous and crazy, I think.
Yeah, no, I think I can definitely understand. The situation you mentioned in the Soviet Union, was that because of a glitch or was it because of no
No,
food?
it is a completely glitch of all the system. It's last several years, when prices of oil was lowest and Soviet Union dependent of buying oil. It's beginning glitches in all system. No food in shops. No food. So people have reached this food. Not buy, but the first reach, and it was a very difficult time.
Yeah, you know what I heard? One of my teachers in elementary school when I was in sixth grade, so I was maybe, I don't remember, I was maybe 11 years old or something like that. This this teacher, he actually lived, I think, for 2 or 3 years in the Soviet Union, and he said that in his city they actually had to they waited in line for many, many hours to
Yes, exactly, exactly.
to buy shoes.
Not only shoes, all things, food and furniture and I know, uh, clothes, clothes, all things what you need. You can't. You have money, but you can't buy it because what in the shops is garbage, and something good along lines.
Hmm. Very
For
long
example,
lines. Uh-huh.
books. You want to buy a book, but you can't. Interesting book.
Yeah.
It was terrible situation.
Yeah, and he said that it was one time his shoe size was size 10 US. So he went to he was waiting in line for I think 5 hours. And when he reached the end of the line, or when it was his turn, the shopkeeper or the person said, "We only have size nines. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Right? So he waited for that long.
So what people doing? Say was buying something, not exactly uh, size he need, but something good, and after that exchange.
Exchange with someone else, yeah, yeah. it was a terrible situation, I think, for people because if you have to do that with food, I don't know how people would survive. I mean, can you imagine you waiting for 5 hours for
No, not completely without food. It was food, but not. There was bread. You can buy bread, and you can buy something like I don't know, rice and like that. But not meat, not sausage, not cheese. It's not good.
yeah, but just bread also is very basic. Were there vegetables, chicken, things like that?
In Russian tradition, bread is main dishes. All eaten with bread.
Hmm.
Soup with bread and meat with bread and it's all with bread.
Wow, that's fun. I mean, it's amazing how many things in my daily life I cannot believe, you know, being able to not to be able to go to the supermarket, um, because here I think is the opposite. Yeah, I think if you look at the U.S. system, it's so much waste, right? We have so many supermarkets, and I don't know
Mhm.
how they spend. I mean, who eats all of this food, right? I don't
In,
know what we do with all this food, right?
in
Every
Israel, the same situation,
yeah,
completely same situation. Yes,
everything is
some
always full. So who's eating all of this food?
and you have another problem when you go to buy something. You find for better. What you find for best and cheapest, and it's difficult sometimes
Because
because
there are so many good
because it
options.
is
Yeah.
good and it's better and it's better and it's better and you see it's other problem, but it's nice problem.
Yeah,
It's not not problem like in the Soviet Union.
exactly, right. We take a lot of things for granted. We say that in English, if you take something for granted, that is when you don't even realize how blessed you are. You just take it as granted, like, oh, this is just normal. I can buy eggs, I can buy sausage, I can buy meat, chicken, anything I want. For us, we take these things for granted. But people in the Soviet Union, this would be a dream for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
absolutely. All right, so that's awesome then. So I'm glad you.
And you know what reason of Soviet Union crash?
Uh,
That's a
Boris
reason because
Boris
people
Yeltsin.
no because people begin understand in United States and Europe people living much better than in Soviet Union.
Hmm.
And when people understand that, they don't want to propaganda.
Yeah,
Propaganda not working. When people understand in United States, engineer like me, uh, rich and I poor. So what is propaganda? Nothing.
yeah. It's very true. It's very true. And I think China, like we were talking about the last class, right? China began to realize that, so they started to open up their doors, right? So now the Chinese people, I mean, sure, there are poor people, but there are also very rich people in China now. People who are, middle class is growing. There are people who can afford nice things, nice cars, nice food, nice, homes, everything like that. I was watching a documentary about this recently. I really want to watch a documentary on Russia, but I don't see anything that is very good Russian documentary. I've seen just shows, not a 1 hour, 2 hour program, for example, about Russia. But it would be very fascinating because they say Moscow has the most billionaires of any city in the world, even
Most
even more than New York.
most thieves in the world, I think, because of government thieves. and Putin the biggest thieves in the world.
He's a mafia, right?
You can call this mafia, but mafia is Italian word. It's not mafia. It's worse than mafia. It's,
Yeah,
you know, people leave success business and come to government post because government post make more profit than business. You
yeah,
understand that?
yeah. And usually people, I mean, so it's a very corrupt system then, right, in Russia?
Yes, it's a completely corrupt system.
Wow.
Uh, it's not corrupt system. It's something more than corrupt system. Something unique,
Uniquely corrupt,
uniquely
or
corrupt.
uniquely corrupt, or just uh, it's a level beyond the worst corruption. Maybe it's
Mm.
just a new level
But
of bad.
I speak with Russian common people, and they very glad in this situation. They have ability, they have food, they have money, they have ability uh, go to abroad, and they happy.
Hmm.
Uh, yes.
Yeah. No, no, no. The one thing I was going to say is in recent history, Russian history, I took a class on Soviet history when I was in college. Very interesting class. I mean, we learned about Stalin, Lenin, we started with Lenin, then Stalin, then Brezhnev, and all the other leaders. And then when Gorbachev, and then after Gorbachev, Yeltsin. But this guy, Vladimir Putin, is just something else. I mean, he he is he is a genius, I think, because I mean, what was Medvedev doing? Medvedev was just a puppet, right?
Yes, it's help to Putin.
He helped Putin, right? And
Yes,
because he didn't do anything. I think Medvedev didn't do anything.
say pair, say working together, and
Uh-huh.
Putin is main, and yes, Medvedev help him.
Yeah, it's I do you think how much longer will Putin be in power? Is he until 2000? Do you know? I think he was reelected, right? Or he became president one more time.
Twice he was. After that was Medvedev, and Putin come back in
He comes back. Okay.
last
Yeah.
election come back.
So maybe another
But
4 years.
what he say in Russia is stability, stability situation. It's very important for Russia.
Yeah, yeah. And I think because he is giving that stability, people like him. I mean, or maybe people don't like him, but people don't have a problem with him as much.
Anyone like him, people understand, but uh, understand is better than all other.
Uh-huh. Absolutely, absolutely. He is better than the rest, right?
Yes,
There are a lot of choices, but he's the best one. Uh,
yes.
wow.
From all bad choices, he is the best one.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. But sometimes it's like that with politics everywhere. Honestly, I mean, here also sometimes in the elections when we are choosing people, we know their history, we know they were businessmen and very rich people who now want to be in politics, right? I mean, you can't hide the truth, right? You can try, but you can't really hide. And people know these things. But even then, sometimes when we vote, it's, oh, do I take this person who I know is garbage, or do I take this person who's just a little bit less garbage?
Yes,
you know
exactly.
so it's really funny from that sense. But well, another question for you then, Gregory. If you were, let's say you are running this food stamp company, right, this EBT company, what would you do? Because I think you have a good understanding of the problem. People are frustrated, people are angry. It took 11 hours for you to fix this problem. What would you do to say sorry to all those people? Or what would you do as a company?
Say sorry. No, you think it helps? Say sorry. Not. I
Well,
promise.
maybe.
I have promised to repair the system and defend the system
Mhm,
for this glitches.
for those glitches, right?
Yes, defend the system is best things. Uh, I think it's additional money, but it's not working good. Nothing to do. You have protect the system.
Would you maybe pay some of these people? Like, would you
Compensation.
just add $50 to everybody's card?
Compensation.
Yeah,
Uh,
compensation, exactly. Yeah,
maybe. Maybe compensation. You're right.
yeah. Just because, now maybe they can buy something extra that, they had to. Just as a gift almost, yeah, like a compensation. I think that would be nice.
But the system is bureaucrat system, and they have not pity. Uh, it's very flat people, bureaucrat.
Yeah, right. Bureaucrats are usually concerned with the numbers, right?
Yes, yes,
They
and
don't they don't care.
they work in according instruction, always
Hmm.
according instruction. Not step left, not step right. Straight ahead for instruction.
Exactly, exactly. But I think maybe the company learned their lesson, right? I mean, a lot of people, 11 states.
I don't understand. And it is private company or it is government company?
I think this is private actually,
Ah,
because yeah, they said Xerox. Xerox is the company that is doing this. So I think it's private, yeah. It doesn't seem like a government program.
then who is this company? Who is these people?
It said in the article, it looks like Xerox. So Xerox they make, photocopy machines. I didn't know they also did this business on the side, honestly. Yeah, it's saying Xerox
Making
spokesman.
no zero maybe only make cars. Uh,
Yeah, maybe, right? Maybe they only make the cards.
not but the system I think is government system.
Yeah, it's possible, honestly. I wish they were more clear in this article. I think they don't really say
I think
100%.
it's a responsibility of sharing, but not but system is government.
Hmm. Yeah, and the government, honestly, we hope for the best when it comes to the government, but the government many times doesn't know what to do.
I want to say you yesterday I was listening to Pal Talk. You know what is this Pal Talk? It's
No.
voice chat. Voice chat. It's very interesting. Voice chat. Let me see you. You just. I don't have in this computer. It's
Uh,
very interesting voice chat when people.
is it just this
Uh,
Paul talk, like politics talk?
yes.
Uh,
And it's free. You can come to this and listen what people say. And I was listening to social issues and politics, and I was wonder so cruel people, so cruel, so coarse, and it was terrible. And don't
mhm,
imagine how cruel these people who say
mhm.
about politics. I
Wow.
recommend I recommend you listen in this chat. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Is it you can talk also, or is it just listening?
Sure, sure. You can,
Uh-huh.
I cannot because I not have confidence.
Uh-huh.
But all people can talk.
But I'm a little bit suspicious because usually when people are in an open space like this, they're very rude, right?
Yes, exactly. It was so rude, so bad. I don't know, but it was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm
Uh,
going to check it
I
out.
I only for language. I listen only for language. And
Uh-huh.
common people. It was interesting for me how common people speak.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm very surprised by this that they have a lot of members, hundreds and hundreds of members here. A lot of these people are they looking for relationships? Honestly, I don't know. A lot of these girls they have they're not wearing nice clothes. They're wearing just very,
I,
s-
I don't know what you speak about. I come only for social issues, human rights and politics,
uh-huh.
and uh, I try a relationship, but it's uh, say kick out me. I don't
Yeah.
have permission.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I would never want to do a relationship thing like this online. It would just be, I think, very rude people saying very bad things about people. I mean, I'm on the website right now and I'm just looking at some of the people that are on this website. They're writing I mean, they're sharing some very
Cruel,
not good
yeah,
things. Yeah, cruel
rude.
things. Yeah, it's rude and cruel and just I don't like rude people. I like polite people. So,
But if
yeah.
you uh, go to education part,
Hmm.
very polite people, or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. So, yeah,
But
Gregory,
anyway,
thanks.
it's interesting for me for point of learning.
Yeah, no, I think it really helps with your conversation also if you were listening to people talk and I mean just on the website it says 5,000 plus video or 5,000 plus chat rooms, 60,000 members online right now. It's a lot of people. So if you're listening, you can hear people talk and you know talk about their situations, whatever. Interesting, interesting. That's awesome. So, Gregory, thank you once again for a great class. I have another one starting right now if you're interested,
No, I
but you
have
have
to
to go to
go.
sleep.
Sorry, it was
Yeah,
nice. It was very good for me. Thank you for class for
abs
fun.
absolutely, Gregory. It's always my pleasure. If you have any questions, you know where I am. You can always let me know and I'll help you out.
Bye bye. Have a
Awesome. Take care.
nice. Bye bye.
You too, Gregory. Bye bye. One more job done. They have, if they
Yeah.
can afford to do it, they just checked it off, right? It's done. Uh, Kids as young as you have to be an adult. So I think in Muslim law, adult is, I would say, I think 12 years old for boys and girls, both of them. So I think once a child is 12, if they do Hajj, then that counts for them. They can check it off their list. Uh, there's also actually a smaller pilgrimage that I didn't talk about. The smaller pilgrimage is called the Umrah. So the Hajj only happens once a year. The Umrah you can do anytime you want. You can do it tomorrow, you can do it three
Mm.
times next week,
But it's
and
not
it's
instant.
much smaller.
It's not instant the Hajj Umrah. It's
Yeah,
not.
the Umrah is much smaller. Yeah.
I mean, you have to make Hajj. It's your obligation to make Hajj, and
Yes.
Umrah is not.
Exactly. Exactly. Not an obligation. Yep. Umrah is not an obligation.
But what with Medina? I understand all this in Mecca. Hajj, Hajj to Mecca. What Medina?
Medina actually has nothing to do with the Hajj. So the Hajj, everything, you're right, everything takes place in Makkah. Medina is where 2 weeks of vacation. 1 week is all the, the Hajj itself is about 1 week, and then another week to travel, get there, come back, so it takes some time
It's a
to
lot of
do.
money,
But
I think.
I think, yeah, there are different packages. Sometimes they have packages for people who are older people who need, more services. Um,
Hmm.
compared to maybe younger people who don't care as much. Older people, they need their medicine, they need a nice bed.
Medicine insurance.
Yeah, medical insurance definitely is very big also, and it's fun. I mean, I guess it's good to have that experience, but
And
I would.
you cannot make it alone. You make it with friends, I think.
Yeah, you can do it alone also, but it's very difficult, right? I mean, you have nobody there with you. Um, You know, people usually
Speaking,
they go with their wife or their
speaking,
husband.
with husband and families.
Yeah, yeah. You can do it as a family. So I know a bunch of people actually. They went as one big family. So the mother, father, the children, also the grandparents went. Um, big group. They went. They really enjoyed everything. They came back. Now one.
Yeah,
Hey, Gregory,
continue.
welcome, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back.
Uh, Thank you for.
Sure, sure.
I have
I'm
time
trying to.
to.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's nice.
your time.
It is 9 p.m. on Saturday.
Not so not so much.
Yeah, it's not that late. I have one other class after this, so I'll be teaching until 11 o'clock. But yeah, I like Saturday
Okay.
nights because it's Muhammad is buried.
Ah,
His so it's considered the second holiest city. So usually when people go to Hajj, because they are so close to Medina, they take maybe 3 days, 4 days. They add it to their trip. At the end of their trip, they add 3 days, and
on
then
train,
they go to Medina. Yeah.
on the train or bus.
Train or bus, yeah, soon they will start the train for everybody. I think this year they were just testing the train for some people, but soon they will start the train for everybody. And the buses, yeah, I mean, the entire country, all the buses in Saudi Arabia probably are in Mecca that week. So yeah, they have very good transportation, very good. I mean, they do a lot of work, right? This is a big project every single year, huge project. After oil, I think this is Saudi Arabia's biggest attraction.
Mm.
This is how they make a lot of their. I mean, I don't
After,
think they.
sorry,
Uh,
after what? You say after
after
what you say?
after after oil,
What is it? Oil.
oil,
Oil.
gas, natural gas or oil. Yeah,
The second
because Saudi
attraction, you
Arabia
say.
makes all their money from gas. A
I
second
see.
attraction is, Hajj, probably. Right. So they make a
I
lot of
thought
money.
it's
It
the
is a big thing
first
for their economy.
attraction.
But they also spend a lot of money, though. Um, yeah.
Mhm.
Saturday nights are a lot less crazy for me. I know some days, like the weekdays, Monday through Friday, I usually have a lot of work going on and just things to do. So I like Saturdays as my relaxing day. But yeah, I want to visit some of those places in the Holy Land. I just don't have the time. Like, or maybe, I mean, I can wait, of course, in the future, maybe to visit, Jerusalem or some of the other holy cities. But
And making
yeah.
Hajj, you're not planning making Hajj?
Oh yeah, I'm planning on doing on making Hajj. Yeah, but I'm not sure when. Usually, I mean, it's difficult now because it happens in October. It'll happen in October next year also, and it's during the school year. If I start university again, I'm not going to be able to go until maybe after I finish university. I would have to go or I think after I finish school. If I go back to school, I have to wait until I finish school because otherwise it's very difficult to you know do this kind of a thing because you have to take around 2